Hello everyone, welcome to the topic sentence patterns in English. In order to understand sentence patterns in English, first of all, let's talk about sentence elements. So let's have a look at this sentence. The people have elected him, the president, through election. If we analyze this sentence, we can divide this sentence into two sections. First, subject, and the remaining predicate. And this predicate can further be divided, or let's say subdivided, into smaller units like verb, have elected would be verb, him, object, the president would be complement, through election would be adverbial. So in English language, we have these 5 sentence elements: subject, verb, object, complement, and adverbial. So English sentences, or let's say sentences, are formed by arranging these sentence elements into different patterns. And let's see how to identify these sentence elements. First of all, let's identify the subject. You look at the sentence, the earlier sentence. Here, first of all, you identify the verb, have elected. So you ask the verb, what before the verb, who or what is there? And the reply is the people. So the people is subject. So this is how we identify subjects in a sentence. So let's look at these 2 sentences. Number 1, the lion killed the deer. Here, kill is the verb. Number 2, my house is on the beach. Here, is the verb. So you ask what or who is there before the verb. The lion is there, the first one. In the second, my house. So the lion and my house here they are acting as subjects. Now let's identify verb. The same sentence again. The people have elected him, the president, through election. So identification of verb is any word with in its base form if we can put to before it. So elected, we can say to elect. So this is the verb. So have is an auxiliary. So together we have elected. This is the verb phrase. Here as an element we call it verb simply. So this is the verb phrase. Like this we find here in these earlier sentences. The number 1 and number 2, the lion killed the deer and my house is on the beach. Here kill and is. These are the verbs. And now let's find objects. Okay, again the same sentence. So first of all, the verb is there. So this time you ask the verb whom or what. Okay, so here is elected. So elected whom or elected what? You get the answer him. So him is the object. So similarly in sentence number 1 and 2, here kill. Here the lion killed the deer. Kill, you ask kill what? And you get the deer. And here also head broken. So kill what and head broken what? Kill the deer. Head broken, the blue glass. So the deer and the blue glass, they are objects. Now coming to the identification of complements. You look at this sentence. The woman in red is very beautiful. The woman in red is subject, is a verb. Very beautiful. So what is very beautiful? Very beautiful is the subject. The woman in red is very beautiful. So the woman in red and the very beautiful is the same person. So very beautiful here is acting as an adjective phrase. It tells more about the subject. So this is what we call complement. Let's see 2 more examples here. The boy looks angry. The boy subject looks verb. Angry would be complement. The boy is the one who is angry. Number 2, they used to call her Sinado. They, okay, angry is the complement. They would be subject. Used to call would be verb. Her would be object. And Sinado. So who is Sinado here? Sinado is her. She is Sinado. So this is a complement to the object. So the earlier in sentence number 1, it was subject complement. Here it is object complement. Coming to the identification of adverbials. So you ask when, where, how, and why, and you get the answer. That answer is adverbial. Let's find out here. The book is lying on the table. The book is lying. So you ask a question, where? So you get a reply, on the table. So on the table is adverbial. I'm coming tomorrow. I'm coming. Okay, you ask the question, when? Tomorrow. So tomorrow is adverbial. They are running fast. So they are running. Okay, you ask the question, how are they running? You get the reply, fast. So fast is adverbial. The boy hid under the blanket out of fear. The boy hid. Yes. Where? Under the blanket. This is adverbial. Again, you can ask why. You get another reply, out of fear. So this time, this sentence number 4 has got 2 adverbials. So this is how we identify adverbials. So in English, even though many sentences can be formed using different patterns, there are 7 basic sentence patterns. They are subject, verb complement, subject verb adverbial, subject verb object, subject verb object complement, subject verb object adverbial, and subject verb object object. In short, we can say SV, SVC like this. Then let's see the pattern, examples of the subject verb pattern. You look at these sentences. Number 1, Mr. Bean is eating. Mr. Bean is the subject, is eating is the verb. Look at number 2, verse fly. Verse subject, fly, verb. Similarly, number 3, the girls are playing, subject and verb. Number 4, I'm reading, I subject am reading, verb. And number 5, the tiny ants are working. The tiny ants is the subject, are working, the verb. So these are examples of subject verb pattern. Now let's see the next pattern, that is SVC, subject verb complement. You look at these sentences. Julie is beautiful. Subject verb beautiful is acting as an adjective phrase to the subject, so this is subject complement. The boy looks angry. Yes, subject verb complement. Lionel Messi is a football player. So Lionel Messi is subject, is the verb, a football player, complement. John seems depressed. Subject, verb, complement. Your eyes are lovely. Your eyes, subject, next verb, lovely, complement. So these are some examples of subject, verb, complement. Now let's look at the pattern. SVA, subject, verb, adverbial. Look at sentence number 1 here. The old woman is running fast. So you can ask, the old woman is running how? Fast. You get the reply fast when you ask the question how. So fast is adverbial. Next, love is everywhere. Love is, where is love? Okay, the answer you get everywhere. So everywhere is the adverbial. Next, number 3. The boys are in the park. Subject, verb, adverbial. Similarly, number 4. Subject, then arrive. Arrive is verb, late, adverbial. Number 5. We arrived yesterday. We, subject, arrived, verb. Yesterday, adverbial. Now let's look at the next pattern. SVO, subject, verb, object. This is one of the most common patterns. Look at these sentences. First, let's see number 1. The girls are watching a movie. The girls is the subject, are watching, verb, a movie, object. So you are watching. So the girls, you ask the question, the girls are watching. What are they watching? Movie. So the answer, the movie, is object. Similarly, I play football. Subject, verb, object. We have been writing an essay. Next example. The cow is eating grass. The cow, subject, is eating, verb, grass, object. And number 5. My brother is reading a newspaper. Subject, verb, object. So these are some examples of SVO pattern. Now let's look at the next pattern, that is SVOC. Subject, verb, object, complement. Let's look at these 5 sentences. First, number 1. They appointed him the president. Subject, verb, object. The president is complement because it tells more about the object. This is object complement. People elected him an MP. This is a similar pattern with number 1. Number 3. We made the ball round. So what is round? The ball is round. Okay, so this is object complemental. Number 4. I got my shirt washed. SVOC. My father painted our house pink. So SVOC. So let's look at the next pattern. That is SVOA. Let's have a look at these 5 sentences. We'll study one by one. Number 1. The man kicked the ball fast. The man, subject, kicked, verb. Kick what? The ball. So that is object. And how did he kick it? Fast. Reply. You get it? Fast. That is adverbial. Number 2. Mother bought a new dress yesterday. Subject, verb, object, adverbial. Yesterday is adverbial. It answers the question when. The villains kidnapped the heroine on the highway. Subject, verb, object, on the highway. It answers the question where. So it's adverbial. I threw the ball outside. Yes, similar with number 3. SVOA. And number 5. Maya invited me to her party. Maya invited me where? To her party. To her party is adverbial. So these are examples of SVOA. Next, look at SVOO. Here 2 objects would be there. Let's look at these 5 sentences. So number 1. The little girl read me a story. The little girl is the subject, read is the verb, me, object, a story, another object. Mr. Walter White teaches us chemistry. Mr. Walter White is the subject, teaches, verb, us, object, chemistry, another object. The host gave the party a warm welcome. The host, subject, gave verb, party, object, a warm welcome, another object. The waiter served me a martini. The waiter served me a martini, SVOO. Number 5, similarly again, she gave me an angry look. SVO. Now you look at this sentence. There are two kinds of objects in each sentence. So one is what we call direct object, another indirect object. Direct objects are generally things, generally non-living things. For that matter, it might be any other thing. But generally, indirect objects are what we call generally people to whom we give something or who receives something. So if you look at number 1, me, the first object me is indirect because it is the person who receives something. That something is a story. So a story, that something is direct object and the person is indirect. Similarly, all the persons in number 2, 3, 4, and 5, like us, the party, me, again me, these are all indirect objects, and the things they get or receive are direct objects like chemistry, welcome, a warm welcome, a martini, an angry look. These are direct objects. So this is how we identify direct or indirect objects. So that much for the sentence patterns in English. So now let's compare English patterns with other languages. Look at this sentence now. Cows eat grass. This is an English sentence. Here, cows eat grass. Subject, verb, object. If we translate this, let's translate this into another language. Here, you look here. This is a Manipuri language. Sannapisai. Subject, verb, object, verb. Sun is the cow. Napi is grass, the object. What was object at the end comes in the second in Manipuri. And Sai, that is it. It's, we call it. So in Manipuri, it is generally SOV pattern. Verb comes later on. SOV. Now similarly, you look at this Hindi word, Hindi sentence. Guy घास खाती है. Guy is subject, घास object, खाती है is the verb. Next, look at this sentence. Goru घास खाए. This is Bangla sentence. Here, Goru stands for subject, घास object, खाए verb. So you find that most Indian languages, they have this pattern SOV instead of SVO. Of course, it is not all like this for all the languages. So you can find out whatever language you know, you can try to find out their patterns. So that much for sentence patterns in English.